Hello guys, Yezhelin here with you today, and we have amazing opportunity to have great experience with my friend, new friend. We met with Kinis like maybe a few weeks ago, like maybe a month ago in Anaheim, California. We both was a part of amazing experience as a crew members in UPW. It's a Tony Robbins events, and we start talking and find some very interesting topic to talk. So today we'll bring it up. But what I want to mention about Ken is that he's a young guy, but when I met him, I mean, we didn't spoke that moment, but I saw him how he is grounded, how he is observing, how he's like curious about things, and uh, in my perspective, that I think this is a most important skill to be curious, wondering, to be open-minded, and at the same time grounded, not like too much emotional and sometimes looks a little bit scary for people. So this is what I like in Kinis, and I have a question for you. Let's start from it. What share a little bit about like where you are right now? What are you like looking for? What is your biggest why? What you curious about? Maybe a little bit about your like mission or your goals, what you have, and why you interested about this topic that we will talk today.
Okay. So I'm currently a university student studying business and humanities. I'm 19, and I just really like deep thinking and asking deep questions about life, universal truths, and that's why I really love humanities and I doing business too because I just really love learning about how the world operates and how everything functions. And so my biggest why currently for this interview is that I just want to learn more about how to have inner calmness within oneself and how to have channel what's within me out into the world and create that same impact. Because I know that a concept someone taught me is that we don't manifest and attract what we want. We manifest and attract what we owe. So it begins within us. So I want to learn how I can, if even I begin, I can project it to the whole world. That's why I want to know more about what it is to have calmness, peace, friendship.
Yeah. And this is, this is brilliant because in in your age, when you're learning about business and technologies right now, and it's so many different tools
Yeah.
around, and in your age, it's so easy to be distracted by social media
Yeah.
and everything what youngsters doing
Yeah.
to get the knowledge, to get attention, to show up, like I said, in pontific way, like how they look, how they talk, and all of the things. And this is much more important for them, for a lot of young people in your age. They are looking for that, and it's okay, it's normal, because this is how we experience the world, especially when we are just looking for ourselves. Okay, who I am, what I'm doing, and what is my purpose here. So before we will dive in that topic about humanity, inner peace, I'm very love this topic. Let me ask you how you manage your time right now. Like, what gives you this state or your skill to be grounded, to be able to not spread around like attention like youngest generation do. You have some like deepest questions or something, and you're not so involved in social media and all of that pontific uh, operation, you know?
So about that, I loaned it from another someone I met in the Tony world. we were talking about how this generation for about 20 years it's been attention seeking. And I kind of learned how that the news doesn't really seek to inform us, it's more for entertainment. So that's how I've kind of been distanced from social media and the news because it's not meant to help me. It's just an entertainment source. And I would want to invest my time elsewhere. And most of the stuff I learn, it's great and cool, but it doesn't really apply to me or it's not really gonna affect me besides, oh, I heard about it, cool, whatever. So that's why I don't tune in too much. And even on social media, some of the stuff I see is good, but I think it's more so meant for connecting with friends rather than like a bunch of random people and the whole world. So it's more so meant for friends and close people. And yes, social media does have a lot of good to it, some inspirational, motivational stuff.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the learning curves where we have to we shouldn't get rid of social media. We should educate people on digital literacy and teach them how do we use this? How do we use it for benefit instead of seeking attention and not contributing or doing anything? Similar to how we're currently with AI, we shouldn't push AI away. We should encourage it, but find ways to teach people how to use it ethically, wisely, without any sacrifice.
Yes, yes, and I love it. I love it very much. Yesterday, I'm post something in my social media about this, and another post already I will post very soon about my experience when I volunteering in a project with like education, kids education in a holistic health. It was like maybe around 10 years ago, and I travel around different schools, meet with different teachers, with different kids, different like age of kids. It was middle school, it was elementary one, and it was a high school. And it's interesting how sometimes they are even Google what I said. Like sometimes I use cartoons, sometimes I use documentaries, depends of the age of the kids, of course. I make contact very interesting for them and observing. In that days and today, I believe that curiosity of kids and youngest generation, this is the most important thing to 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 to. To help them to build even more curiosity, not stuck with something what others say to do or others say how it should be. And I big believer that, like you said, we can use AI, we can use different tools, and when we be able to have this mind of student when we are learning always, we will be able to teach because we will extend, right, some our experience. But most important thing that many decades, all generations, they used to learn how to use machines, they used to learn how to use technologies, they used to learn how to use new tools. Right now, this is the age when we are coming to. Actually, today I'm participating, and yesterday on Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi event, AI Advantage, the brilliant one. So also one of the speaker mentioned that the most important skill right now, if especially for young generation and for any generation, but for young generation for sure, this be able to teach your tool like your AI, for example, how to learn you, what not. When you're not searching for something in life or learning something that give you better income or give you better position in the system, or like salary or something, or you know what I mean, like when kids don't really like the topic, but they understand that it's important to achieve something, especially when their parents expect it, when they say like you should better to do this or that because you have a better job, it's like more cool things to do, it's more respectful in this like society. You need to dive in, and many people right now, especially my generation, I'm 44, I will be 45 next year, that that a lot of not myself, but a lot of friends that I have, they are not really happy about what they're doing. They need to do it because of they need to pay bills, and it's not really inspiring thing, like when you waking up and you must to do something, not because you like it, not because you have some inspiration and curiosity, only because you need to pay bills, and you put less energy and you have less outcome, and you have a less results. So it's very easy to end up in misery, and it's not fulfillment at all. So when you be able to right now use tools, teach them how to know you, like for example your kids or yourself, what you interested in, how to open up your full potential with curiosity. This is the biggest skill, and you can have it, you can build it if you will be able to learn, you will be able to teach. So asking right questions come from curiosity, right? How you be able to ask right questions if you are blocked by society or some rules that you need to follow? Your curiosity will be just locked, right? It will be like a cave. So let me ask you how like you said that you met one person in the Tony's world in some event or somewhere when you was participated or you was crewing, but it's not always when we met somebody and talk with somebody, it's change our perspective, it's change our way of thinking. So what I am considering that you already was on that path, you already was wondering, you already was like seeking these answers, and that conversation was just evidence for you. It was like just opportunity to dive in more. So maybe you have a story from your childhood or from somewhere when this curiosity gets from, why you are like have this inner freedom, not just follow like rules or not just follow the system, but be able to learn system and at the same time get out of the box and see outside and have your own opinion.
I don't know where the curiosity comes from per se, because I've always been like this since I was young. I always wanted to understand, learn more, and ask. I didn't really want to like just kind of have the idea of just going with the flow. So I think it's just something that was built into me or something within me. And I think it's a very useful skill because it's like you don't blindly follow. You understand and use discernment when acting. And it's a common thing. Someone else from the Tony world, he's made a post talking about authenticity versus being accepted and explained how we're trained to be accepted into society, but we're not trained to be authentic, and we only learn how to be authentic when we get older, and that's very even more difficult. So I think from a young age, I always sought authenticity over acceptance. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I just chose that. And then now I think I know why it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah. This is not maybe looks fancy or sexy to looking for these things, and it's looks harder, much harder, because you need to have your own opinion.
Yeah.
You need to be able to step up and not agree sometimes.
Yeah.
This is at the same time you open-minded and you be able to accept somebody's like vision or somebody's opinion, and this is, I guess, your calmness come from, because you be able to accept many different points of view of other people from your generation, from other generation, and at the same time have your own deepest questions and curiosity about things. Yeah, this is a beautiful thing. So, what is your questions right now? What do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk to you more about what you were telling me about at UPW. I thought you were advocating for people to create peace within themselves to help foster that within the community and world. I remember you saying that peace begins within oneself, and I quickly connected it to the concept of how we attract and we manifest what we are, not what we want. So we should change ourselves in order to receive that. So I just want to know more about that philosophy and ideology and how some people I've seen from my experience that some people they want peace, they want that,
Yes.
but they do not want to change. So then that's kind of difficult how to approach that situation and like still have peace and not trying to invoke rashness, like say, well, you won't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing and very deep question, and thank you for asking and bringing it. And I will also ask your experience and what do you think about. But if you will ask me these questions about peace, yeah, it's a lot of many different conflicts and wars during centuries, and right now this is a horrible war going in Europe when we're talking about Ukraine and in the Middle East, and it's always was a topic to to bring up in news. And when we look back on few generations or few centuries, it's a lot of different conflicts and wars. And like Tony explains, because of human nature about six human needs, the the way of solving problems with anger, for example, with competition, not healthy one, when you bring down somebody, when you show your power against somebody, and this is will be always the easiest way. I remember many times Tony mentioned that much easier to get attention and get significance when you have power. For example, when you have a weapon in your hands,
Yeah.
it's much easier to get attention, and everybody will acknowledge you that you have this power, and you get significance a lot. But for the long term, it will not build any greater goods, and not for the person, not for other people. And this is why long journey to get significance, like get some grades, win some competition in sport, writing book, or build some business or some project, profit, non-profit, in science, create some things. It's not so fast significance, right? And acknowledgement, but it's a more healthy way. It's much better for the person and much better for everybody. It's for greater good. So when I'm thinking about this very deep question about inner peace, yesterday I'm have this idea to create a workshop. I mentioned many times that in my different speeches, but right now I will create a specific workshop for that. And it's based on something that I learned from Tony, something that I learned from my previous experience. And maybe you heard about this old story about two wolves, like black and white wolf. The old story about ancient time when people sitting around the fireplace and talking. So the story starts from youngest talk with elder, like about what he's feeling, and he's sharing. He asking like why I'm feeling like he's talking to his granny, like, Granny, why I feel sometimes angry without no reason, sometimes I feel so much love without no reason. Like, where it's come from? And Granny said, it's because you have inside yourself, you have two powers, like two wolves, black and white, and they fight with each other. And the black one is something when we can name anger. It's selfish, different emotions and thoughts. It can be fear and other things. And the white one, it's a compassion, is love, it's curiosity, it's acceptance, it's a life force, and they fight with each other every day inside you. And the youngest ask, okay, and who is wins? And Granny said, the wins that one who you feed the most. Do you remember that story?
I don't remember it, but it's a great analogy and a great story about whichever one wins is whatever you feel most. So whatever you want to feel more connected to is what will come out on top. So if you want to feel more connected to rage, that will come out on top. If you want to be more connected to love, that will come out. So it's very great and reinforces the idea of like who we are is what we manifest in the world.
Yeah. So this is an old story. And if I will tell you that both wolves, they are not fighting with each other. They fighting for you.
Wow.
What it will mean for you? Because based on Tony Robbins' teaching and Chloe Madonna's, because I'm part of Robbins Madonna's training, Tony teaches that every action, every thought, every emotion, everything what we do, it's based on our needs, and all of these serve to us. So we care about uh, getting get fulfillment for some need that we have. So it's both of that energy, they care about us. What does mean for you if I will tell you that the old story, the wolves fighting with each other, what kind of you feel about yourself? And another new story, that what if that two wolves, they not fighting with each other, they fighting for you? How you will feel?
It just feels different. And the idea gives that within us, there is that conflict and battle between emotions, and it's constantly where if something happens, we can either be forgiving and graceful about it, or we can be enraged and hatred. So it's kind of like every situation, those emotions are at battle. And we obviously want the white wolf symbolizing the strength of patience, love, and forgiveness to be the victor. And it's easy for the white wolf to win if it's small things, but when it's big stuff and serious things that push us, that's when the true conflict arises between the white and black wolf, because the black wolf is being fed due to the circumstance, while the white wolf needs to rely on willpower and its own focus.
Yeah. Yeah, so what the feelings you have, what kind of emotion you have about first story, like the you have a two energies inside you and they fight with each other, like metaphor with the wolves. It's very powerful thing, you know,
Yeah.
like metaphor. It's very powerful because it's fulfilled us with feelings, energy. We see images, like all our sensors they are involved, so it's have a very big impact on us, any kind of metaphor that we create. So one metaphor, when black and white black and white wolf they fighting with each other, and another metaphor, black and white wolf they fighting for you. What the difference you feel in the first story, like an old one, and it's a new and in a new story? In the first story you have inner conflict, right?
Yeah.
What about new story?
In the first story, there's inner conflict, but in the second story, I don't know. It kind of feels like the inner conflict is more so. I think it's like it is still inner conflict, but the idea of the second one is that we need emotion. We want emotion, and emotion is necessary. The thing is, we gotta learn how to control it and choose what emotion guides us. So the second one is putting more control on the self.
Yeah, it's less feeling that you have an inner conflict and like some problems, then you need to always to control, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the why I think that it's very important, because it gives you understanding and feeling, okay, if I don't need to control my inner emotions, what I need to do, like if they fighting for me, what it means,
Mhm.
and if they fighting for me, how they doing that exactly. And the tone is six human needs, and this teaching about the that any our action, everything what we're doing, it's served to fulfill us. We understand that if I don't have inner conflict, how I be able to help both of them, both of that wolves, black and white, to achieve their goals. If, for example, when we're talking about one of the human needs, it's significance, right? It's very important. It's very important need. How black wolf, in your understanding, can get significance, and how white wolf can try to achieve it. Both of them wants to fulfill your need of significance, right? So if you will get significance, you will fulfill your need and you will be more happier, right? You will feel for more energized. You will feel like inspired. And this is my question to you. How do you think, if we are not feel the inner conflict inside ourselves, that the wolves fighting with each other, when we are seeing and feel it that they are looking forward, both of them, to fulfill our need, what we need significance.
Yeah.
So how the black wolf, in your understanding, in your opinion, can try to get it, and how white one try to get it?
So the black wolf would try to gain its human needs through ways that are unfulfilling and that don't uplift people, like Tony Robbins said when it comes to significance. You can get it by just having a weapon and threatening people. That's what the black wolf would do, but it's not uplifting and it's not contributing to the benefit of others. Another way you can gain significance is that if you have a massive following, you give people educational content and ways to improve their life and are just known for like contribution to society. That's significance, but it's doing it in an uplifting way that's not just for you, but for others.
Yes, yes. So both of these ways, they will fulfill your need, right?
Yes.
In the way of getting temporary result, like with when we are angry, when we showing our power, when we are screaming, yelling, fighting, or doing something, we have a very quick like respond, right? And it looks like we fulfilled our need, and we feel better for the moment, right? Maybe for like, I don't know, maybe for a few minutes or
Mhm.
something like that. And after that, something inside us shifts like back. We feel like, okay, I'm sorry that I did that. Maybe I should did a better in different way. And when two people using that way of getting significance, it will be never ending story, right? Of black wolves try to fulfill both of the people significant need, and it will be on everyday basis, and for them it will create just a model of the world, that this is how you can get it. And when that people who believes that it's only one way, they will hear a story about two wolves who fighting inside themselves, black and white, and they start thinking, okay, I'm feeding black wolf and I'm feeling good because I get what I want. And they feel that white one, this is somebody who they need to put down. It's like they suppress the love. For them, love and compassion, it's a weakness. It becomes for them a model of the world. And this is the things what the seed was planted by the story that inner conflict happens inside you. Like it's never ending story, inner conflict. And it's good from the point to be aware, right? To create some, to when I talk about this, for example, with somebody, like with a kid. My son is too young, he's like 10 months old, so we will talk about it a little bit later. But if I will bring this story from the old point of view, I will create an achiever who are seeking for significance, uh, and it's very will be risky to put like too much attention and feed the black one because it will give a fast result. So when I will present him six human needs and significance in this way, and he will understand, my son will understand that, okay, both of these wolves, they serve me. I don't have inner conflict. It's two forces that they helps me. How I can use both of them to shift my state, to use it for achieving my goals. But the most important thing here, and I want you to mention that, because this is the answer for your question, how the inner peace starts. It starts from the new story. So we remember many times Tony tells about that. What do you focus on, right? Where does the focus go? Energy flows, and your story about everything what's going on. This is the most important thing that you're telling yourself on everyday basis. Not some situation that happens, but the story, that the meaning that you give. And inner peace will start from, for example, telling you new story about the old story. That black and white wolf, they try to serve me. When you see that from that perspective, and that everybody have the same perspective, they everybody have the need of significance, and they maybe they stuck in the old story. How you will treat that people, how you will contact with them, and how you will have a conversation. And every time when they will show up in their state, like to get some significance in the ways how we discussed about the weapon, like to show their power, to raise their voice or something like that. Because everybody from time to time is doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what will be your feelings about this person and about yourself with a new story?
If I ever encounter someone like that, one thing I've learned is trying to understand their human needs and what they're seeking to fulfill. Because Tony said we're doing it for one of the six human needs. And what I've learned from, I think, the senior leader skit at UPW is that if they want significance, the best way, like if they want attention, is in a way is to just give them the attention they need. That's the way to create, like, because it happened at UPW. There were some people who just they wanted attention, they just wanted significance. They were just bragging that they were so rich, they have all the plans, and they wanted significance. So the way we dealt with them was that we just gave them significance. We just gave them attention, and that's how we handled the situation well. Besides just trying to fight back and tell them back off and give us space. If they want significance, give it to them.
Yes, and we can do it in different ways. We can do it in funny way, right? We can do it with acknowledging something, to say something, uh, just break the pattern, right? And in the same time, we will feel not like involved in that state, right? What people can bring. So this is an answer for a question how we can start this inner peace when we don't have any more stories that inner conflict presence inside us. That everything that we have is serving for us, is just using different vehicles. It's just using different ways. And acknowledge them, accept them. is a process, is a journey. This is how you start feeling more calm, more grounded, more have more gratitude, and at the same time you will have more power. And every time when any of these emotions show up, for example, one of the amazing tool that I'm using, and Tony teach about that, it's a name. Acknowledge and name your emotion, how you feel right now. Anything happens front of you, uh, like stay for a second with yourself and name it, like acknowledge it. Okay, what I feel. Because first of all, it gives you connection with yourself back. You're not too much in the situation. You are for a second go back to yourself. You're not so too much involved. It means like you not go with the flow. You okay, what I feel right now and how I'm reflecting. This is the first step, and this already gives us a connection with ourselves, and this is how we are can handle any situation. And we need just few seconds. Another tool is give a color, because we have a tool of coloring our emotions, and basically they spread between four colors. It's a red, it's a blue, it's a yellow, and it's a green. And high frequency levels, it's a red and yellow. Red, it's more like an anger state, it's a high frequency, and yellow, it's more like it's joy. It's also high frequency. And the low frequency, it's a blue, it's like when you're sad, depressed, when you're disappointed. And the green, it's when you are feel calm, grounded, and have deepest like meaning, gratitude or something like that. And this is the colors. Also, they helps you to connect with yourself and ground it to yourself, so you're not involved so much in situation, no matter how it's interact with you. It means like it happens on the screen of TV or your phone. It happens in your imagination when you recalling something or you thinking about some situation, or it happens front of you, like somebody bring something to you, or it's a family member, or it's a friend, or it's in the business, or anyway. So these few tools, they give you few seconds to connect with yourself. Okay, what I feel right now, and what the color is it. Why it's important? Because these few seconds and connection with ourselves, it's give us flow inside us, and we be able to react with proactivity. So we become proactive, right? So can you right now, can I ask you to remind yourself about some situation that triggers you? Can you recall something? Some situation that triggers you. Maybe you saw it in the news or on the screen, or maybe you have some memories about some situation when you remind yourself, or with somebody with who you are interact, maybe yesterday or.
I don't really know much situations that kind of like, in a way, pushed me because since I've done a lot of Tony events, I've learned to stay cool and change my state and focus on how I choose what the meaning of it is. And a lot of times when I feel the urge to be pushed, I end up reminding myself that anger and rage will not solve this problem and make it better, which is how I refrain from going into that state.
Yeah, yeah. And because you practice a lot, you already master it, right? And
Yes.
it's never ending story. You will do it non-stop on everyday basis. Because of that, it gives you this mastery level, and better you become when you more practice it, right?
Yeah.
So, and you be able to share, you be able to show somebody the way, and that tools that I mentioned, somebody can use them. This is what I ask, because somebody will see this podcast, somebody will see this recording, and it will helps. It can help us to shift the state, because when you are name it, when you are color it, you have this connection with yourself, and from that point you can move forward. For example, if I'm sitting with myself, when I'm sitting with myself and something triggers me, some news, for example, or some person that I am right now in the in the conflict, and it's a temporary process. But what does mean conflict? It means like that my point of view and other person point of view, they didn't match, but in the same time we have something common that we need to work out with. For example, right now with my spouse and our son that we have. So we have a son, and this is about him, but a lot of things, what we have in the point of view, in my opinion and my spouse's opinion, they are different. So when I'm recalling something that I'm not agree, I don't like it, and this sparks some kind of anger or some red, right? Color, and I can see it. I can use my imagination, or even I have my list of goals. So I transfer that anger. I understand that it's something that black wolf wants to show up with, to get some things done, to get more control, significance, right? To get some certainty and make things done in the way how I want. And do not stuck in that red color. I pick up my list of goals. Okay, what I need to make done. What is my goals, dreams, purposes, and what I need to be done. Like, where is my, when I can transfer this energy right here, right now. Remind myself about, okay, what is really meaningful that I need to do. It helps me to color myself in which color. From the red, I can add some yellow, right? And bridge will be a gratitude, because when I will remind myself about all my goals, purposes, and mission, at the same time I can acknowledge something that I am grateful for in my relationships with my spouse, even if I not agree with a lot of things, and we can like get separated, we can go in some arguing and something, but I use these bridges to switch my state fast as possible, and it's working when you practice it. And when you are understand and you see and feel that you becomes more yellow than red, because it's also play with your imagination. You can even color yourself. I can even see how I'm like red or yellow become, or like it can be very different. It can be very interesting experience to play with this. And the same happens when I am feeling sad, that or depressed because of the things what I see in social media, especially during this war going on and this horror when people like losing their family members and a lot of things going on. And right now in my life, I also have some challenges. So sometimes I'm not really good in this, but right now, especially when I learn a lot of Tony's tools and Chloe Madana's tools, and it helps me to serve other people, transfer and extend their knowledge to people who are seeking for breakthroughs. So when I am stuck in that depression, not depression, like sadness, I'm not go deeper because I can acknowledge that feelings, that it serves me to connect with myself. I can color myself in blue color. And in that moment, I pick up my gratitude notes. I have a lot of, I write it down and I am creating it on everyday basis with my list of goals and my list of gratitude. Both of them exist on everyday basis. And in different states, different energies, different frequency of energies, I can use both of these lists to switch my state. So when I am more in sadness, I understand that this is the way how I be able to connect with myself and fulfill my need with connection. But it's not serving me good and not serving to greater good. I'm not fulfilling myself with energy. I'm driving myself. I lose the energy. So I pick up gratitude notes and use the gratitude as the bridge to another color, to green myself, to color myself in green, to become more calm, to become more grounded, and with gratitude shift my state from sadness to more happy state. It's not happy state, it didn't happen so quick, but this bridge helps me to transfer myself. And you don't need to have so much things to be grateful for, like keep it in your mind, or have too much things about what you have in your goals list, or like your dreams, or something that you're seeking for, like what you are working on, what you are as capable of control and influence, right? Some area. You need to have like few things, couple things. This is what we're doing in priming, as Tony teach. Few things that we have grateful for, few things that we have joyful for, few things that we are focused on to make done. And this helps. This I share with you a little bit, like these few tools that I'm using on everyday basis to fulfill myself and to create this inner peace, to understanding that there is no inner conflict. I don't need to fix anything inside me. Everything works to fulfill my needs, and I be able to switch my state and rewrite my story, and using different tools. This is just a quick briefing about the topic, how the inner peace comes. Because no matter how we will declarate we want peace, let's end up war, let's end up conflicts, um, it's never works because people on everyday basis living inside inner conflict. And it's just a tip of the iceberg. But this is a very beautiful topic to talk about. So let me ask you, what do you think about this? What do you think about these tools, and which of them you use already, and how it affects your life?
I'd say what has affected my life the most would be understanding the six human needs, because I know what drives me to do what I'm doing. So I'm doing it for a proper motive that's beneficial and uplifting. So the six human needs is one. Another one that's helped me a lot is like I'm also about the meaning you give life, the story it has, and what you tell yourself, and how the story I tell myself is true because it's my life, it's my story, and I write it. And I think just by understanding how much control I have gives me more freedom to set my sights on what I want and set my goals on what I want and not feel restricted. And I really like what you said in the ending about how there's no inner conflict. It's just that it's how we meet our needs and how those two wolves they both help us. We just gotta know when to use which one and how to use it in moderation.
Yeah, yeah. So this is inspirational for me because the story when we where and different metaphors that we use for operating with our emotions, with our thoughts every day. This is who we are, actually. This is what we're experiencing, and this is what we carry inside, and this is who we become. And what will happen if you will practicing these feelings that there is no inner conflict inside you? How much peaceful you will feel.
May you repeat the question?
What's that?
May you repeat what you asked?
Yeah, I'm asking you. This is we called it question. This is rhetorical question. It means like the answer is already there because of course when you don't have an inner conflict,
Yeah,
you are feel more peaceful.
yeah,
If you feel that you don't need to fix anything, and everything that you have and everything that you learn right now and what you're doing is for fulfilling some of your needs, and this is just try to serve you, and everybody doing similar things, the same things, just different people in different stages of understanding, of feeling, on practicing. It's when your inner peace starts, and it's not about stuff like it's not about blocking some of your emotions. It's about feeling acknowledge them and feeling grateful for everything that you have around inside and outside, and of course unconsciously we everybody feel that unconsciously when we're talking about talking with our heart. But the whole trap happens when we use too much our mind to explain things, to project something, to recall something, and stuck more in some kind of disempowering thoughts of selfish things. And unconsciously everybody have this vibes of selfless things. But the fear that nobody will care about us, we need to care about ourselves because we need to fix something inside ourselves. We have an inner conflict. We need to control ourselves. This is when fear grows, actually. So this is my quick thoughts, and my response becomes a little bit more longer. Yes. So let me ask you why it's important for you. Why this topic is important for you. Why you think seeking these questions right now, these answers with these questions.
These topics about inner peace and knowing there's nothing going on within us is important because currently there was a lot of division in the world in many aspects and lots of conflict. So it's good to understand that there's nothing wrong with us and that there's not really per se any issue. The only issue or kind of conflict is the one we made ourselves. So by understanding that, we begin to see the truth of how there's nothing wrong, and we maybe end up seeing the solution to what's going on more clear, or we end up realizing that we don't need a solution because there was no problem to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, this loss of division, this wall that, like you said, and even as Tony said, we're all human at the end of the day. We all know what it feels like. So that's another reason why.
Yeah, and I love it. And I love it. So, do you remember that in six human needs we have this first need of certainty,
Yep.
and when we too much stick to it, more we stick to it, more we becomes like we feed in fear, and it's impossible to control things around us. It's even impossible to control ourselves. We can influence a lot of things, right? We can influence ourselves the most, but the fulfillment in life happens in the level of uncertainty that we can live with joyfully. It means like understanding that a lot of things will not be able to control, and we need to focus on some things that we can influence, and how to build gratitude, how to build this bridge to switch our vibes of our mind to vibes of our heart. Both of them are important, but when we stick too much in our mind, in our brain, we are end up in certainty. And when we end up in certainty, this is when misery comes. Like you feel these feelings that you not be able to control these that, and everything like looks like falling apart. So how do you think how we can build gratitude, how we can, no matter what's going on inside and outside, especially when we're talking about us outside, how we can build gratitude?
When it comes to building gratitude, I believe that gratitude is a choice. And like Tony said, you can
Yes.
choose to be in a beautiful state. It doesn't
Yes.
mean everything's going well, but you choose what to focus on and what your mind is seeking. So the biggest gift is that even when nothing goes your way, you're choosing to stay focused in a beautiful state. So that's what I say. Gratitude is a choice. You can look for everything that's messed up, or you can look for everything that's going well. Like kind of like how Tony said, happiness is a choice. Same thing. Gratitude is a choice.
Yes. This is great that you acknowledged that and you mentioned that. And I loved on your work. Let me ask you about practice way. Do you have any specific tool how you doing that? Because I'm agree with you 100%. When you are be able to transfer no matter what's going on in any area of your life, and you can pick up this loop of gratitude and you can master it, it will give you much more inner peace and balance, right? And it will empower you a lot. You will feel a lot of strength and energy, creativity, and curiosity, and this, like you said, beautiful state. Can you share any kind of tools?
When it comes to being in a beautiful state in gratitude, like I said, like Tony would say, where focus goes, energy flows. So choose what to focus on in the moment. Like even in my days, like I've had such a great day, and something happens, I have an interaction with someone, and I'm thinking in my mind, I've had such a good day. I've had this happened, I interacted with this, I saw a cool movie. I'm not gonna let this negative ball of energy just wipe it all away. Like this is just one interaction, one tiny moment of the countless of hours in this one day. And I so then I choose to say, you know what? I acknowledge its presence, I see it's there, but I do not want to devote any time to that thing. That's not worth my time. So I acknowledge and understand that it exists, but I choose not to nurture it and foster it.
Yeah, this is a great way. Uh, this is a great way to deal with it, and I like it. And why I'm asking about some specific tools, because I have one and probably you use it. You just not like express it specifically as a tool. But I use this tool a lot. And I love it because it's something that I love to do. I love to learn new things. How you will feel about learning something new?
I'm very open to learning about something new. It's a great opportunity. I welcome it.
Yeah, so I also feel grateful, right, to opportunity to learn something. And it's these feelings of gratitude. It starts from the choice you choose to have gratitude, and also from focus. You focus on specific things. So when I'm talking about the specific tool and focus on something, maybe you hear about these flying words that everybody's life is a warning or example. And if Tony mentioned that a lot, and when we look down deeply, we understand that everybody's life it's both, right? In some situations, your life is a very good example. In some situations, your life very good warning, right? Not do this. I did that mistake. Or in other area, this was a brilliant experience. Like you can copy it. This is a very grade one to learn from. What if, okay, let me ask another way. Do you be able to learn something from the warning?
What do you mean?
Do you
Warning?
be able learning something from the warning? Like some person to act in some kind of way and you see it as a warning. It's like I'm not um,
Yes.
tolerated. I'm not tolerated. I'm not agree. I see you. I feel you. I hear you. I understand that like what you trying to get,
Yeah.
but I'm not tolerate with it, and this is a warning for me. Do you be able to learn from that experience?
Yes.
Yeah, so rhetoric question will be, do you be able to learn, do you be able to learn something from the good experience that somebody doing something great, and
Yeah.
this is example and you also learning. So so both experiences with warning and example, they are learning experiences. The difference is the experience with the warning, it's more painful.
True.
And because of that pain, you can shut down your gratitude because it's painful. You want to run from it. You want to block it. You want to like just close it and don't spend any of your energy there. But on the backstage of your mind, that situation, you have like a warning. Oh, I don't like it. I don't, I'm not acknowledging it. I don't. What if you will transfer it to what I can learn from this situation? What exactly I can learn? What's happens inside me? What this person looking for and seeking for? Why this warning can be lesson? And you not lock down yourself. Do you get what I mean? And every time when you remind yourself about that situation, you have gratitude because you know exactly what happens and how you collect that story inside your mind. This is why I'm not too much using word just let it go. If something painful happened, accept it and let it go, because it's never goes.
Yeah.
Right? You will remember that. You will remember that painful experience. But what if you will transfer it to learning experience? And from that warning, from that pain, you create a power. You create a strength because you will learn from it. And you will build gratitude. And the interesting thing, you will agree, maybe not, tell me, you can learn more from the warnings because they connect with something very sensitive and painful, because they bring up something that it's not comfortable, you don't like it. And this is a moment, if you will not close yourself and be able to transfer it to learn from that experience, even if it's painful, you can get much more. Uh, um, Even from example, you not be able to get so much because reflection will be different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have so much skin on the game when you just see good example. But when it's some like warning happens, and especially like around you, and it's painful, you will reflect differently, and you can learn much more. What do you think about this tool?
I agree with it. I get what you mean about how you can learn from it and it's more powerful, but in just disregarding it, that is very much true.
How you will operate next time when somebody will do something that you are um, not tolerate, you not operate the same way, you don't like it, somebody show up in anger state or like pushing something, and you will transfer it straight to opportunity to dive in and seeking answers. Okay, what I feel, why I feel that, what the person doing, why they doing that, and you transfer it and create the lesson exactly in that moment. Do you be able to feel a little smile on your face in that moment when you like, oh, interesting, something to think about?
Yes,
And you
it's
on your own vibes. You already transfer it to
yeah,
gratitude of learning.
yes,
It looks like it's a little bit strange,
it is very.
but this is how you can switch very quickly your state. Because one of the ways is just keep yourself far away, from, okay, this is a like warning, let me be keep myself away from it. But what happens when you keep yourself away from some warning and when you run from it, what you will hit from another side? Another warning, right? And when you try to run from that warning to block yourself, it will be another. So everybody's life and our own also, it's a warning and example, and we can learn from both of these states. And with gratitude, we can create so much energy, beautiful state, and creativity, and so much energy that we be able to transform our life and make it just more example, because it will be always both, and acknowledge them as the opportunity to learn. It will grow our gratitude.
I agree.
Yeah, this is another tool that I want to share because I use it a lot on everyday basis. Do you have any thoughts or any questions that we can discuss more?
You
Because
you
yes.
did give a lot of good insights about of cells and there's nothing wrong in seeking opportunities in the States. So I think you did a good job. The one question I did have was kind of some people they want peace, they want the result, they want this, but they don't embody that and they are not that. It's kind of like the idea of how like you want peace, but you yourself are not at peace, which is kind of like in a way, how would you approach someone in that situation? Like they want something, but they're refusing to change for that something.
Yeah, this is a great question. And let me ask you, why do you think people act like that? Why they looking forward from outside peace, come to peace?
It's kind of it's in a way something what I think is that they don't actually want peace per se. It's more so they want the feeling of peace.
Yes, so this is one of the way to present themselves.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, you said people wants to be accepted, right?
Yeah.
So when you are like uh, when you are from the side of people who creating violence, uh, you need to be surrounded by violence people. And when you're surrounded by violence people, you have a lot of people who make violence against you, and this is not fun 24/7 have
Yeah.
uh, these vibes and these situations like with violence and stuff. So even when people don't really seeking for inner peace, they pretending that they want peace when they are challenging other people. Okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, or they sharing their own opinion to get significance. And it looks more like declaration. It's not something that people really seeking about. Because if you're really thinking about it, if it's something that really matters for you and it's a deep question, you will not so fast declarating things, right? You will more sit with your thoughts and with your feelings, and you will not be so fast in declaring something back and forth, like jump in social media or go on the street. This is, in my understanding, in my opinion, why people still talking about peace and not working out with themselves, because it's really truth of that some people fulfilling their needs and they stuck to the vehicles that gives them very fast satisfaction of fulfillment their needs. But for the long term, it is destructive for themselves and for others. So pretending that you want a peace, and in the same way, on everyday basis, with yourself, in your family, you are not creating it. This is actually when conflict starts, not on the field of the countries, or or in the social media or in the news. This is something that happens. It starts from you and from your family. And why it's so important for new generations? Because parents who declaring things and pretending, but by themselves they not express it because they don't live it, especially when they telling something to do for the child, thinking that it will be good for them, but the truth is they just seeking to get significance because they have more power. This is when broken a heart created in the little human being who's seeking for love, attention, and for them it's more important things in life. It's just surviving things, because love and connection, it's one of the biggest needs, especially when we was kids, right? When we was like babies. And the parents who are fulfilling their needs, especially in the family, using vehicles of control, of getting significance in the fast way. This is how it's started with a new generation. And they growing up with the same experience as their parents show them. And not very much young generation people like you, for example, they start seeking these answers and asking these questions, and even showing up on events like you show up, like Tony Robbins events and other events. This is a beautiful thing. How many events do you participate in, crew, and what is your favorite one? And I saw you was on the youth conference, right? Leadership.
Yeah, I did Tony Robbins, the GYLS. That one I'd say is my favorite because that was my transformative experience when I was a teen. And so I think that one, just the structure, I'd say that was my favorite event volunteering on, the one meant for teens, because like they're the future and they're the next group that's going to be the difference makers in the world. That's why.
Yeah, yeah. This is one of I will also want to crew and like volunteering for the next year, for the 2026, because I worked with kids before and I love that.
Yeah.
And I really believe that the new generation uh, need this experience. It means building up their curiosity, wondering, and seeking for the answers, with understanding that they already have everything. They just need to open up their own best, like the best self that they already are. Just help them to grow it without fixing nothing, without inner conflict or something like that. Bring them that wholeness and integrity that they already have, and they just once uh, like reinsure. Because of that, they asking questions and looking around. Yeah. So what is was useful for you from this? Sorry for that. From this conversation.
I say the most useful thing I've gained is what you told me about the thing about how when some people want the world to change for them, if they're not so much seeking like that thing, they're more so seeking significance. So by understanding that, we can maybe better help them or guide them to changing because we understand what they truly seek and what they want. That's one thing that like changed my perspective. So it's not really so much people are arrogant and they want the result but don't want to change. It's more so that they're seeking a different need to be fulfilled. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
They're not seeking growth or contribution, they're actually seeking significance. So we can tell them, you may think you want this, but in reality, you're wanting attention because you want everyone to kind of follow you and be like you. So that's you're seeking a different need, and that's why that need, your fulfillment is for that need. So by understanding, they may be open to knowing, oh, in that case, if I truly want this, what need do I need to be fulfilled and how do I need to change? I think that's the biggest one.
Yeah, the acknowledgement is the it's the first step to breakthrough and growth. When you like understand something, that you acknowledge it, like, okay, yeah, this is something. It's about me. It's something that really happens. Yeah.
And I really like that concept of what I said about you attract and manifest what you are, not what you want. Obviously, we live in an imperfect world, so that won't always happen, but it's a good rule to live by yourself because you will have a high standard in life. And even if the world says otherwise, if you live by that standard, you would still be committed regardless of the circumstance.
Yeah, and you will, as a magnet, will surround yourself with the same mindset people.
Yeah.
This is how you create environment inside yourself, and it's everything. Yeah, I posted about that in social media a few days ago about my experience as a crew member, and I love it because this is that kind of people. Everybody have their own challenges in life, but all of them choose to show up in the beautiful state to grow and serve others. And this is the what I'm looking for. The people. This is how I met you, and I'm very grateful for it.
That's great. Thanks.
Yeah, and tell me please, what are you looking for forward? What is your like next steps, or what are you are wants to get from 2026 maybe, or like what is you interesting about right now the most?
That's a big question to ask, and off the top of my mind, it's a lot to take in to give a quick answer. But I'll be optimistic for the future and just accept whatever comes my way. And I think Tony made an example where if you just keep living in fear, trying to control every situation, you won't make any progress. But if you just allow the situation to happen and you just learn to control it and flow with it, you end up dancing with it and you'll thrive. So that's one thing I'll do in 2026.
Yes.
I'm also going to look to see to apply what we talked about in my university and teach other people how to interact with others because my university is religious, and I think it would be great to learn about how to interact people of different backgrounds and various cultures and stuff. So we understand that there's no division or conflict. It's just all in our head. And I think that would be a great way to build bonds and connections with others.
Yeah, this is the amazing thing, and I love it. And the biggest, I guess, challenge from people in religion is to build their faith so big on everyday basis that it will help them overcome the fear, and they will live their day more in the heart, not in the brain.
Yeah.
It's another topic. I remember. Uh, I remember my first experience when I was in Christian community, and I started reading Bible, and not so far away, not so long ago, I'm have this opening. Like I start feeling, oh my gosh, that moment when first people, like that couple, Adam and Eva,
Yeah.
they was kicked out from the Eden garden. It was a moment when they start learning journey, that it was a start of the huge journey that everybody needs to make. It's a journey back to the heart, because everybody lived in the Adam when we was in our spiritual world, when we before we came to this earth, right,
Yeah.
to get this experience. And when we start our journey as a babies, we are in surviving mode, and we are seeking for survival, and our brain did a great job. But the most of the time, and many people end up living in the brain, inside the brain, so deep, they not be able to get back to the heart, but everything about that, because a lot of people, sorry for my language, they are cover their ass with religion. They try to close the gap. They try to control others, or they try to get certainty. And this has become their world. And this is not about fulfillment, love, and connections. It's not about faith, because they live in the brain, they live in the mind, not in the heart.
Yeah.
Even when they pray, it's just asking why, give me blessing, or asking for something, and it's monologue, it's not a dialogue. They don't hear answer that you already blessed, you don't need asking for blessing, you already blessed right here, right now. And only because of fear and try to get more certainty,
Yeah.
a lot of people who comes who name them, I'm a very religious person or something like that. It's mean they just in the system,
Yeah.
and that more like a mind controlling system.
Yeah.
It's not about faith. It's not about love and connection. So this is a biggest challenge. I believe this find the way back home, and the home is our heart, living our lives from everyday basis from the heart, using our brain because it's a brilliant tool, our mind, but not live there always. Yeah, so this is, I love this topic that you bring up today, and thank you very much for that.
Thanks.
Yeah, so uh, I'm sure that we will be able to meet on the next events as participant and as crew members. I
Thank you.
It will be my first day with Destiny very soon, and I'm very happy about that. What are you looking for? Like, what is your next step? Like next event or something?
My
Like next
next
book?
event I'm planning on doing, the next event I will do is GYLS volunteer at the summer.
Okay, great.
And then after that, I'm looking to do the Mastery University with those David Destiny Business Mastery.
Yeah.
I will do that next. I will pay for it myself and I will do that.
Wow.
Then I will join as senior leader.
Great. Yeah. So
Mhm.
we're on the same path, my
Yeah,
friend. Yes. Yes. I'm looking forward in the next year also to graduate in leadership mastery because on this year I will graduate in master university. So it will be the best year ever, and the next also. And I will be happy to celebrate with you your new achievements.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kenneth, for your time and your questions, and I really enjoyed it to talk with you. And I know that a lot of things was very helpful, and I love the way how you seeking answers and how you looking for them. It's very beautiful. Thank you for you being you and who you are.
Thanks. Enjoy your day, Yuri. See you.
Yeah, see you. Bye bye.